Okay, I moved to Eastern Europe, both Estonia and Russia, and this occurred a little over 1 year ago. From the perspective of someone that had just moved, I came with something quite different mindset wise than when I had lived in South America. What happened is that when I arrived to Eastern Europe about a little over a year ago, I was I came with a different mentality because I knew from my experience in South America of what to expect. Now, even though I had this difference in mindset, when I arrived to Russia, it was quite surprising for me because I actually did meet a few friends pretty quickly. And one thing I will tell people, especially that are moving abroad, is that often the first people you meet, whether they're the locals or foreign, often, especially with foreign people, they are not going to be the best quality people. I don't know why it is. Both myself and my brother have lived in various countries, and often what you'll find is that your radar gets better at screening people, and and also the kind of people that are seeking you out. If you spent more time somewhere, it kind of changes. So there were a couple people that I met when I first arrived. One particular guy was younger than me. He was about 20. And I ended up having a very bad experience with him. He was actually working as an intern for me. This was in St. Petersburg, Russia. And this fellow actually ended up turning on me big time. And he was just a foreign student for a year in Russia, and he ended up leaving. And for me, it was a very rude awakening. And just by the fact that this guy put on such a good facade, he was such an artist, a con artist, that I have such a developed screen for con artists and for these kind of people often. But this guy he smarted me in this sense, and it was very unfortunate. But it was also a realization for me that I was going to have to be a little more careful with certain people that especially from foreign countries. As I stated before, it's actually often foreign people that will be the worst you'll find in these countries. And I actually from that point on just started focusing more on domestic people for interactions and for developing friends. And a couple of these people I still talk to this day. I would consider friends. So my mindset developed in this regard. And just remember here that for these younger folks is there's nothing there that's going to replace a significant other, a spouse, or a long-term partner. This is honestly the best situation I think one can be in, whether they bring it with them or they bring that person with them, or they find that person in the country that you're living in. It's this is going to be much more optimal in most cases than just having a bunch of friends. Unfortunately, there's countries, societies, such as some of the Islamic countries in the Middle East and real small countries also. There's often this big issue for guys if they don't have a partner before moving there. And in this situation, one's going to have to ask themselves, is that a situation that they're comfortable with long term? Because if not, you may want to reconsider even moving there in the first place, because it's maybe not worth it, honestly. When you think about the importance of time compared to money, time's more valuable, more precious than money. And especially if you're someone that's trying to start a family. So keep this in mind when you're going this path. And it's important to remember that friends often in a foreign country, especially if they are foreign like yourself, are seeking something. They're not looking at you out of the goodness of their heart 99% of the time. There's a very small percentage that may be like that, but chances are you won't find that person. especially if it's foreign. If it's a domestic person, it's more likely that's where you'll find that kind of person. And it's important to understand this because people often put too much trust and too much emotion into someone they encounter in a foreign country. And when something goes wrong, there's people where a lot worse occurrences have happened. Like there's a show called Locked Up Abroad, and there's been friends that have betrayed other friends, and the person went to prison for years in a foreign country. So instances that are much worse than what occurred with myself, and these people just put too much weight in that person. It will emotionally drain you often if you have this mindset. And if you're seeking to live somewhere long term or permanently, it's going to probably just be over the top. You'll probably just have a break moment, and you will have a difficult time being there for the long haul. Because if you're living somewhere for the long haul, you have to have a different mindset here, and you have to be very careful how you expend energy and who you choose to be with. Just like a significant other or partner, it's often better just to not be with someone that's subpar than to be with someone and for negative things to happen. This is often a mistake many people make. So, yes, have a few friends. Focus on meaningful relationships. Like, you only need one or two friends at most. Good friends. Maybe three friends. That's all you need. And that's honestly sufficient for most people. So, just take this with you, and I look forward to hearing your feedback.